Hello everyone, welcome back. And if you're new, my name is Chris. It is the end of the month, and that means another episode of pickups and passes. Yes, I decided to combine my hauls and my declutters in one video, and I'm going to be doing that at the end of the month every month. Today is going to be a big one. It was a big month for the month of June. I went a little bit out of control. So if you are interested to see what I have in this box here, keep watching. So I don't think it's going to be possible to get through everything in this little bucket in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm just going to grab and go, and whatever's left over, I'm going to leave for next month's pickups and passes. So the first two that I grabbed are from the Carolina Herrera line, her more exclusive line. I actually about 2 weeks ago bought almost every one in that line. There's a couple that I still haven't purchased yet. The two I'm going to talk about today are the two that I've worn. The other ones are still in the box. I haven't had a chance to wear them yet. So the first one is Rose Cruise. I did talk about this in my high-end or my luxury rose fragrances, so you can go to that one. I'll link it up here if you want a little bit more detailed review, but I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. I have a lot to get through, but Rose Cruise, quickly, this is a really nice light rose peony fragrance. It's very light. It's got a little bit of black currant in it and a little bit of musk. It's extremely likable. If you like rose fragrances, I can't imagine not liking this one. It's very, very likable, maybe somewhat simplistic, but it's very bright and light and easy to wear. It's a little bit on the light side. You do have to kind of coat yourself with it if you want to smell yourself after 2 hours, because it is an eau de toilette. But for me, I think it's really, really good for the hot weather, or if I want to go to a lunch or dinner and not overpower those around me. So that's Rose Cruise. The second one I have is called Orange Affair. And these are the only two that I have worn out of this line. I've only worn this one time. And this is basically a very close to a straightforward orange blossom scent. It does have petitgrain in it, and petitgrain is, that's the essential oils that have been extracted from the leaves and the stems and the twigs of the orange blossom plant, I believe. And to me, it's a little bit bitter. There's a greenness and a little bit of bitterness. I can take some petitgrain, but not a whole lot. This has just enough petitgrain. So it's very nice. It's very clean, crisp. It's a nice citrusy scent. And petitgrain is in a lot of citrusy scents or fragrances. Yeah, very, very nice. It is somewhat simplistic. It doesn't have a lot of twists and turns, and that's fine. It is very refreshing. There's a note of rhubarb in here in the one time that I've worn it. Or no, I wore it twice. I don't think I got rhubarb. I just basically got orange blossom and petitgrain. If you don't like petitgrain, probably shouldn't get this fragrance. To me, it's very present. It's woody, and it has kind of a sweet dry down, and I think there's musk in here. So very clean, crisp, nice orange blossom scent. Good for the summer, and it's nice and light. It's not overpowering, so I'll be wearing this in the hot weather. Yeah, Orange Affair. Next one up is called Lush Neroli, and it's by Parfums Aubusson. And I got this because it was a blind buy, naughty me. I got this because I'm always on the hunt for a real quality, affordable fragrance. And Orange Blossom and Neroli are pretty safe florals for me. And I will say that for the first hour or so, it's a really, really nice fragrance. It's got some nice refreshing notes. So yeah, there's Orange Blossom and Neroli. There is fig, bergamot, and pepper. And I definitely get the Orange Blossom or Neroli. And there's fig. You can get the fig. It's really, really nice. I guess it is a little bit peppery. Yeah, and it's very, very likable. Here's the issue. It really doesn't last very long. Like 1 to 2 hours tops. I would actually say an hour. I can only get an hour out of this. So this one is skating on thin ice. I'm not sure about this one. The price, under $20. You can't beat that. But what you can beat is the longevity. So we'll see about this one. I might layer this with a body cream. So yeah, Lush Neroli. Let's see what we grab here. Oh yeah, Vanille Banana. Oh yeah, Contour Sud Pacifique. Yes, not for everybody. In fact, a good friend of mine here on YouTube hates this fragrance. And we kind of like a lot of the same things. So yeah, this is kind of like a guilty pleasure for me. I don't know, it's just in the mood for a good banana fragrance. And boy, this one is it for now. When you first spray this, I'm telling you, if you grew up in the 80s, it smells exactly like banana Laffy Taffy. That's what it smells like. So if you don't like that fragrance, don't even look at the bottle. Like, avert your gaze. You will not like this. I happen to like it and think it's kind of fun. Yeah, the banana is absolutely dominant. I will say that the banana note kind of fades pretty quickly, and what you're left with is like a pudding type of vanilla. The way that I really fell in like with this and I wanted to buy a bottle, I was testing a bunch of fragrances. I literally, when I do that, I have it on every body part. Like every muscle group is sprayed with fragrance. And about 2 hours after I'd sprayed a bunch of fragrances, I'd smell my hand and I thought, what is that? That smells really good. It was like a creamy vanilla. And I kind of put 2 and 2 together and backtracked, and it happened to be Vanille Banana. And I thought, oh, yep, I got to get that. So nice banana in the beginning, fades, turns into a kind of a creamy vanilla that I really like, kind of smells like pudding. And Contour Sud Pacifique, they don't last forever. Get about 4 hours from this. And I actually bought something from Lush thinking I was going to layer with it when I was buying a bunch of stuff. And I saw this, it's called Sympathy for the Skin. I'm a huge, huge fan of Lush. And on the description, I'd never smelled it before. It said fresh bananas, sandalwood, and cocoa butter. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a great lotion to layer with my banana fragrance. And it turns out that it is a fabulous fragrance. And it has, you can actually, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see like the vanilla bean in there. It smells nothing like banana. So yeah, I will layer it anyways because it is a good lotion. But if you're thinking that this is going to be a good banana fragrance, think again. It doesn't really smell much like banana. So the next one, now we're going to do a pass. Let's do a quick pass. So one of the benefits of doing a big review or doing the coconut series that I did, doing the vanilla series I did, allowed me to take a good hard look at what I have and what I'm wearing. And one of the fragrances that had sentimental value to me, but I found that wasn't wearing, is one by Pacifica called Indian Coconut Nectar. This is very nostalgic for me, but I found that I just am not wearing it at all, and I need to be honest with myself and declutter things I'm not wearing. And I'm not wearing this one. This one smells, like snow cone. It smells like a coconut snow cone and a little bit of Play-Doh. I used to love this and wear that all the time, but just not reaching for it anymore. So I will be decluttering it. And listen, it's just going to be a pain in the neck to sell this on Mercari. It's not worth it. So if you would like a bottle of Indian Coconut Nectar, I will send it to you. You can have it. Just drop me a line below and let me know that you want it. The only thing I ask is for this one, it just has to be, you have to be in the United States. It is kind of a pain to ship things overseas. So anybody in the United States that wants this bottle, message me below and I will get it to one of you. Speaking of Lush, when I was down in Houston recently, they have a really big and a really nice Lush store. I love to go in there when I'm down there to visit. And I picked up a couple things from the Lush store. One of them is Lord of Misrule. I love this scent, and I fell in love with this because everybody in my family knows I love Lush, and so I usually get them as Christmas gifts. And I was given the conditioner of this maybe 3 years ago, fell in love with it. I did not know they made the perfume, and as soon as I found out, I've always wanted a bottle. It's really hard to find online though. So when I went down to the store, I picked up this Lord of Misrule, and it smells, so it's got vanilla, pepper, and patchouli. You have to like patchouli to like this fragrance. Heavy on the patchouli, you can smell the pepper, and it has that lush vanilla. Not the adjective lush, but it is the vanilla that is in a lot of Lush products, and it just has the same scent. So it's that signature vanilla from the Lush store. So it has that vanilla, pepper, and patchouli. I love it. I'm super glad I picked up the fragrance. Speaking, why don't we just stick to Lush right now? So, oh yes, the other fragrance that I got that I love, and I also fell in love with it from the conditioner, is American Cream. I love, love, love this one. Now, I have heard people describe this as a strawberry milkshake. I do not get that. I never got that. What I smell is it is an aromatic vanilla. I used to think there was patchouli in here, but I think there is bay leaf, and there's definitely lavender. No, or sage. Maybe there's sage in here. So yeah, I think it's sage and lavender when I'm smelling, and that typical Lush vanilla. It smells great. Doesn't smell like a strawberry milkshake to me. If it does, that's fabulous, because I love the scent of a strawberry milkshake, but I love the scent of this. It's absolutely beautiful. And this kind of smells like, when you walk into the Lush store, kind of smells like American Cream. It smells like a bunch of stuff, but it smells more like American Cream than anything. Love it. It's very milky, very creamy, very lactonic. It is gorgeous. So yeah, that's my aromatic vanilla that I love, and I love the conditioner. Fell in love with it from the conditioner. So I picked this up, and I picked up a couple of shampoo bars. I love their shampoo bars. They're really, really good. And even though I color treat my hair, it's a great shampoo for me, and I love the conditioners. And on my way home from the trip, we stopped off in a hotel room. It broke my heart. I actually left the conditioner and the shampoo bar in the hotel. So as soon as I got home, I reordered it because I didn't want to live without it. Really, really good. And what I found down there too was, oh gosh, a conditioner. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Another conditioner, another scent I wasn't familiar with, called Candy Rain. Oh my goodness. Dear Lush, if you want to make a fragrance, make Candy Rain. So this one, it says sweet tonka scented softness with Brazil nut oils. But what this smells like to me, oh my goodness, this smells like a birthday cake and a cinnamon bun came together and had a baby. That's what this smells like. It smells amazing. Yeah, so looking forward to this fragrance coming out. So let's see, we got to do a declutter. Okay. We'll talk about this one. Another one, Sarah Jessica Parker New York Crush. I actually like the way that this smells. But I realized when I did my review of the coconuts that this one is one that could probably go. It is incredibly light. It's got like coconut, vanilla, and I think some white florals. I never really got that. It was so light, and I used to use it to layer because I couldn't smell it. And I realized I have over 30 fragrances with coconut in it. I don't need one to layer on so I can smell coconut. I've got 29 others that do that just fine. So we're going to be saying goodbye to New York City Crush. Another pickup is one that was recommended to me a couple months ago by one of my subscribers. And I think it was in the video, Smell Expensive on a Budget. And I really tried to go through some of those. There were a lot of comments on that one. I tried to go through and find who recommended this to me, and I couldn't. So if you recommended this fragrance to me, let me know in the comments, and I will thank you on an upcoming video. I do want to do like a top 10 YouTube recommendations video, I would say in the next month or so. Anyway, so keep your recommendations coming. I really do read the comments, and I have purchased many, many fragrances based on your recommendations, and I've been happy with every single one of them. So anyways, the next one was recommended to me by a lovely subscriber, and it is called Montblanc Signature. And I have actually seen this on a couple other YouTube videos. GB Fragrances, I think, spoke about this, and my friend Veronica, two lovely YouTubers, and I will link their channels down below. But yeah, so I've picked this up, I think I picked this up last month, but I never really got a chance to wear it. So I finally have worn it a couple times. I mean, I picked it up 2 months ago. And I finally have worn it a couple times. So I was a little bit surprised what this smelled like, because I think somebody said this smelled like lemon pie or something. Anyways, it is lovely. I will give you that. It is a creamy, musky fragrance with some muted florals and a citrus note. I think it's clementine. So yes, if you like, it is a nice, likable fragrance. If you like musk, this is, if you like the Narciso Rodriguez cubes, especially the white cube, if you like that one, I'm pretty sure you'll like this one. The musk is similar. It's very toned down and it's a lot creamier and it's not as loud, but I can see someone liking the white cube and this one equally as well. I love the bottle. I can see this being a signature. The dry down is nice. I've only worn it a couple times. For whatever reason, if something has benzoin in it and citruses, it doesn't always work for me. For whatever reason, it gives me a headache, and the fragrances that I'm thinking of are the Chalumeau Souffles. Those on paper should have worked for me. I love benzoin and I love citruses, but I don't know. The combination of the two didn't really work for me. But this one I like. It also has, this has benzoin, you know, citruses, florals, and musk. So it still works for me. I can see that if I oversprayed it in the summertime and it was really, really hot, it would probably give me a headache, but it hasn't done it so far. And this one I will give a try in the winter. I think it would do really, really well in the colder months as well. So that's Montblanc Signature. I look forward to trying this out more. I think I've only worn it a couple times. So let's do a pass. So we have a pickup, so a pass. This one, yeah, this one was a big fail. And it was a blind buy several months ago. And after trying it a couple times, I never wore it again. So if you are a fan of this one, it's called Poets of Berlin. If you like this one, please turn the channel for the next 5 minutes. You probably won't like what I have to say, but I'm here to be honest. So I purchased this one because I heard that it smells like a blueberry muffin. And there's few things that smell better than a blueberry muffin, in my opinion. And about maybe 14 years ago, when I first got my first job and I started to make an income, I've always been a big fan of candles. I, for whatever reason, just got a little bit concerned about what I'm actually inhaling when I burn a candle. And like 10 years ago, I started to really think about what is in my candles about the time I started, you know, when I had children. And so I actually started making my own candles, my own soy candles, 100% soy candles, which is not really easy to do and do well. And so at one time I had like 300 fragrance oils. I had every essential oil you can think of. I had every fragrance oil you can imagine. And one of my favorite fragrance oils were those with blueberry in them. I had blueberry shortcake, blueberry pound cake, blueberry cobbler, blueberry muffin, you name it. If it had blueberry, and I made tons of candles, and I really, really liked that bakery gourmand smell. So when I heard there was a fragrance that smelled like a blueberry muffin, I was all over it. So, and I took that literally. I took this to mean that this literally smelled like a blueberry muffin, and maybe it was just meant to be figuratively because it doesn't smell like a blueberry muffin to me. This smells like a cardboard box. And blueberry cigarettes, if there's such a thing. Yeah, I have no idea why I get this, and I'm not the only one. I wore this twice, and my husband, when I wore this, he asked me if I was around someone who was smoking, and I thought, yeah, it's not only me, but yeah, it smells like a blueberry cigarette and a cardboard box. So not exactly the blueberry muffin I was looking for. Now that's what we pick up. If you pick up a blueberry muffin, yay for you, because it probably smells good, but it wasn't something that I really liked. And I think what I'm getting is there is vetiver in here, and I like vetiver, but this vetiver must be like dry, like so dry that it will ignite at the snap of a finger. Really, really dry. So it's a dry, scratchy vetiver. I think that's what's giving me the scent. So Poets of Berlin, I sprayed it twice, is going bye-bye. So bye-bye. Let's do another pass. I got to get rid of some things. So another one from one of my coconut videos. I actually like this fragrance. But I realized that I have 30 coconut fragrances, and this one, even though I used to wear it a long time ago, I put a big dent in it, I don't wear it anymore. And it is called Sensuous Nude by Estee Lauder, and yeah. So this one, yeah, it smells pretty. Gosh, now I'm regretting giving it away, but I'm not wearing it anymore. This is really pretty. This is coconut, I think pink pepper, musk, maybe sandalwood, but it's kind of it's a coconut fragrance with kind of a soapy vibe. It's real, real pretty. Yeah, it's like a soapy coconut sandalwood fragrance. It's really nice, but I don't wear it anymore. Have to make room for all the other stuff I got. So yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye to, with a sad heart, Sensuous Nude. So let's see, oh yeah. Let's do another pass really fast. Another one from my coconut videos. I realized I like the way that this smells. It smells really good. I like the ethos behind it. It is by Lavanilla, and it is vanilla coconut. This is, you know, cruelty-free. It's actually, you know, their bottles I think are recycled. And the notes in here, I think there's 3. There's like Madagascar vanilla, there's coconut essential oil, and there is, I want to say, gardenia, yeah, or tiare, basically almost the same. They smell really good, and you can pick out those 3 notes. The problem is there is zero longevity, and I mean like 30 minutes, maybe an hour at the most. Don't got time for a vanilla fragrance that does not last. I have 29 others that smell good, so I'm going to say goodbye to Lavanilla, yeah, vanilla coconut. So the next 2 pickups I'm going to talk about at the same time because they're almost the same fragrance. And those fragrances are Dama Bianca and Hadamay Junoon Noir. So I had purchased I might have gotten Dama Bianca at the end of May. I can't remember. But yeah, so I've only worn this a couple times, and I do enjoy it. And my good friend here on YouTube, Veronica, from Veronica Says, I think I watched one of her videos, and she talked about this fragrance, and she said, you will like it. It's something that you would enjoy. Pick it up. And so, of course, I did. And I wore them side by side yesterday. I've only worn them, I think I've worn this twice, and this one once. So I'm not an expert at these 2 fragrances, excuse me. Gotta wet my whistle. So I did have to kind of write the notes down. So anyway, so both of them, I wasn't sure if this one was really meant to be a dupe of Dama Bianca or it just happened to smell similar. When I looked at the notes, I thought, maybe it was meant to be an impression or something very similar to Dama Bianca because both, so the notes look very similar when you look at them side by side. So they both have kumquat and lime. They both have violet, jasmine, and lily of the valley. And they both have vanilla. So I think we know that this is probably an inspiration for the Dama Bianca. And they smell very similar. Gosh, I feel like Vanna White when I do this. Do I have to do this? I'm going to put them down. They both smell very similar. I actually think just the few times I've worn it, I prefer Junoon Noir. There's my puppy. This is what happens when you film in the middle of the day. I happen to be off work today because I have to work on 4th of July. So it's lighter. The frogs are not singing. I'm filming during the day. The negative is it's like a zoo here. I have dogs running around. I have kids running around. So there's going to be interruptions. So just bear with me. But yeah, so I like the Junoon Noir. I think this one lasts longer. They're both very, very pleasant. They have a fluffy kind of musk in them. And this one, so the Junoon, I don't know why it's called Noir. This one should be in a white bottle. It doesn't smell dark at all to me. Yeah, they smell so good. They're very pretty. I would call them pretty fragrances. This one is a little bit sweeter. And it lasts, so I'm sorry, the Junoon. This is sweeter. Lasts a little bit longer. And I think the Dama Bianca one is more quiet, and I think I get a little bit more citruses from this one. So they're both beautiful. I think they're both very easy wears. They're just kind of no-brainer, pick up and go. I don't have any experience in the colder weather, but both of them smell just fine when I wore them on a warm day a couple days ago. So yeah, so that's Dama Bianca, and that is at Hadamay Junoon Noir pickups. So that means, oh my gosh, my box over here is full. Note to self, don't buy so much. So let's do a pass. This one I'm sad about. This one I've been holding off doing a declutter for a long time because I absolutely think the bottle is beautiful and classic and gorgeous, but I don't wear it. This thing is so heavy, it can be a weapon. And it is Lalique Le Parfum, and it is a vanilla fragrance, and it could be the most, to me, this is a very sophisticated, mature fragrance. I can see some woman who lives on Madison Avenue in a humongous penthouse, has one fragrance sitting on her vanity, and it's this one. I can just see that. It's very classic. It's very beautiful. It's very elegant. This to me, I can see someone wearing it at like a red carpet event or something, black tie. It's beautiful. Here's the problem. It has like a bay leaf in it, and the bay leaf is just too much for me. I think if the bay leaf was cut in half, this would be a gorgeous forever fragrance, particularly with this bottle. I mean, this is just such a classy, beautiful bottle, but it has to go. I never wore this one. So I'm sad to say Lalique Le Parfum is going bye-bye. Yeah. The next fragrance I have, thanks to my good friend again, Veronica, and we did a sample swap a couple months ago, and I had my eye on this fragrance for a long time. It's been over a year. I have no idea why I didn't buy it. I buy just about everything else that I don't smell. But yeah, so I hadn't purchased this, and I knew that she had it. I think I'd seen her talk about it in a video. And it is Fiore by Giorgio Armani. We did a sample swap. I smelled it, and of course, I loved it. So yeah, let's get a little spritz going on here. I know that it has the typical C black currant backbone. Yeah, there's some citruses in here. It's probably bergamot. Listen, if in doubt, it's bergamot. It always is bergamot, but something nice and citrusy. There is a clean musk in here, but it's kind of muted. Yeah, so it's a combination between a fuzzy and a clean musk. Really, really nice. I think there's other florals in here. The florals are probably, I think it's rose and maybe neroli, orange blossom. Yeah, I think it has some notes in a sheep, even though I don't believe it's a sheep fragrance. It might be. There's oak moss and patchouli, so it could be a sheep. Yeah, and it's real nice. It dries down sweet on me, so it has a nice vanillic sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. So really enjoy it. This is a real versatile fragrance. Yes, so that's Fiore. So yeah, let's do. I want to save time for my surprise fragrance. I want to give time for this amazing beauty, one of the best fragrances I've ever purchased. So I might have to call it quits here in a second. Let's do one more declutter. I'm going to declutter one by Keys, and this is Coco Tiare. I talked about this in my coconut fragrances I'm not a huge fan of this one, but I love Coco alla Vanilla. Oh my gosh, that one is bomb. I love it. It smells like a coconut tres leche cake. This one, I wanted it to smell like coconut and a beautiful tropical tiare flower. Fortunately, that's not what I got. When I first smell this, for whatever reason, it smells like a banana milkshake. Don't ask me why. That doesn't last very long. But the flower in here isn't that beautiful tropical tiare that I love. It's kind of green, and I get just a skosh of a plastic note. I can't describe it, but it's not my favorite Keys. And I have Keys, she does so many that I love. Never ever pulled for this one. Just didn't really care for it, but I think you like one or the other. You either like the Coco alla Vanilla, which is incredibly gourmand and sweet, or you probably like this one. It's just your preference. My preference is the Coco alla Vanilla, so we're going to say goodbye to Coco Tiare, and I think I'm going to have to slow it down here for a second. Let me look and see what I have. So the next one is absolutely the most special one of the bunch, and I want to give it its due time, so I'm going to briefly talk about it now, and then I'm going to do another video that really gives it the time that it deserves, but I absolutely love it. It is my favorite purchase of last month, and so I did want to talk about it briefly. But with that being said, I will talk about it in more detail probably next month. I think I'll do a review or a discussion of the house in general, but it is by EBK, and it has been kind of all the rage recently, and it is Ruby in Vanilla, and this is one of the most beautiful fragrances I have ever smelled. Now, I found out about this through Greta Beth, who has a YouTube channel. I'm sure you know who she is, but if not, I will link her channel down below. And she had a video maybe about a month ago, and it was, is this the best vanilla ever? And of course, I had just finished my vanilla reviews. I had just done 2 big videos on vanillas, and I thought, wait a minute, I have all these vanilla fragrances, but I don't have the best vanilla ever. I have to find out about this one. So, and I'm still thinking in the back of my mind, kind of the debacle of Italica. That was supposed to be the best gourmand ever, and it was not. I think if you watched my video, I think it was my summer haul, it smelled really, really good for the first 30 minutes, and then it dissipated into nothing. And I've had about 7 or 8 people message me and say the same thing happened to them. So I was a little bit weary of plopping down a bunch of money on another fragrance that was going to fall flat. But because I have FOMO and I am a recidivist, and if you are studying for the ACT right now, you can thank me. That's like 3 points on your ACT. A recidivist is me. I am a repeat offender. I say that I'm going to blind buy less, but that never happens, and that's okay. I'm a super boring person. I'm very, I'm very buttoned up. I'm not wild and crazy. I don't smoke. I don't do crazy things. But you know what? I blind buy. That's my craziness. That's when I go cuckoo and out of control. So I don't think I'm ever going to change, and that's fine. That's enough excitement for me. So, and I do have to thank Greta Beth. She was the one that told me actually how to get a hold of a bottle, and it's not easy. You can either do it through Facebook or Instagram. So I actually tried to look them up on Facebook, and I realized that I was never a big Facebook person to begin with. I really never did Facebook. I think I posted all of like 10 times, and it was like 10 years ago. So when I tried to look them up on Facebook, I couldn't even remember my password or my sign-in, so I couldn't do it that way. But it was very easy through Instagram. If you just message them through Instagram, the person that I dealt with, her name is Anna. She was amazing. I sent her a message that I wanted to buy this fragrance. Yes, I blind bought it. I don't know of a way to get a sample of it other than that. And there may be a way now, but I knew that if I bought this, part of that was you get a discovery set. So I was willing to take the chance because I'm a huge vanilla lover. And let me tell you, I'm not disappointed. So again, I'm going to go in further detail but just very quickly, the fragrance smells like the bottle looks. Look at, I mean, it is one of the most beautiful bottles I have, and it is inspired by the Paris Opera House, which again, I'll do this in another video and I'll show pictures, but the inside of the Opera House looks like this. Everything is very gilded. It's like deep reds and golds, and this is stunning. The notes were hard to track down, okay? And again, this is just a cursory discussion or review of this one because I did want to talk about it, but it is so beautiful. So what I smell, I absolutely smell a beautiful vanilla. I smell a citrus, and I think that there is like a mandarin orange in here, which is different than a regular orange. It's sweeter and it's less acidic. Yeah, so I definitely get that sweet orange, maybe a little bit honeyed note. There is guaiac wood, which is oud, and I'm not a huge fan of oud. Oud I'm very temperamental with. It has to be done well, and this oud is just kind of swimming in the most beautiful vanilla. It was like it was dipped in a vat of the most gorgeous vanilla and just soaked in it. So it is this beautiful oud that is soaked in vanilla. You can smell it in the background. It's not overly oudy, but you know it's there. With this beautiful mandarin note, the kind of, it's so nicely blended. There are other notes in there. There's like velvety notes. I believe it. I don't know what a velvety note is, but I believe it because it's a very velvety fragrance. I think there's almond in here, maybe a little bit of patchouli, other notes. It's gorgeous. And again, I'll talk about this in a little bit more detail in another video, but it was worth every penny. It was very, very easy to do. The only negative is I think to get a bottle right now, you have to blind buy it. And me being the dum-dum that I am and the blind buyer that I am, I was willing to take the plunge. And this is one of the times where it absolutely paid off. This is, you know, where the excitement of blind buying comes from. And I don't recommend, I say in almost every video, do not blind buy. If you blind buy, that's on you. You know, you have to, I accept that risk. I'm telling you, don't blind buy anything. Try to get a sample. That's the smart way to do it. But I was willing to do it, and it paid off for this. It is gorgeous. I can't say if this is the best vanilla I ever smelled because I've only worn it a couple times, and I sprayed it on my bathrobe, and it has lasted like 3 days. It's definitely, I think that's hard to do. Like, I have several desserts that I love. I mean, like some days I think that an apple pie a la mode is one of the best fragrances one of the best desserts on the planet. And then I can't imagine anything better than an apple pie a la mode. And then sometimes I want a flourless chocolate cake. And sometimes that's the best dessert. So I do have like several desserts that are the best desserts I've ever tasted. And then I have several fragrances that are the best fragrances I've ever smelled. I will say easily this is top 10 fragrance in all my fragrances, and easily in the top 5 vanillas. It's stunning, and I'm just going to leave it at that, and I will talk about this and the EBK line in another video, but I did want to mention it, the beautiful ruby and vanilla. I think I'm going to call it quits now because I think I hear my lawn being mowed, and I'm pretty sure I've gone over the half-hour mark, which is kind of the bewitching zone. I don't think any video that's over a half an hour is received very well. But yeah, so that's going to leave everything else for next month. So quickly that leaves Kidu by Memo. That'll have to be for next month. That leaves all my Michaelis. I bought 5 of these little guys, the little ones. They were having a sale. So I will have to wait for next month for all these. And that leaves all my nice Teo Cabanels, Alahine, and Barcane. We'll have to talk about these next month. And my Chanel, oh Lord, Biarritz. I went through a couple samples so I know how this smells, but I haven't opened the box yet. So, and I'll stop with the decluttering. I have 3 left to declutter. We're going to stop for now. Thanks for sticking by me with this whole long video. Thanks for watching. I love when you guys comment down below. I love to hear what you comment. Anything that I was wrong about. Any pickups or passes, I'd love to hear your comments. And I will see you for the next one.